0 points. Yeah, we're going right to it. Right to it. No introduction or anything. This film right here is getting 0 points. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. This film is getting 0 points because this film is boring. It is really boring. But yeah, this film is really boring and forgettable. This film is all over the place. This film is all over the place in terms of writing and story. Like, it is literally all over the place. I don't even know where to even begin with this film, because this film is freaking a mess. I guess we can first talk about the fact that this movie is supposed to be the movie that Andy grew up with. Yes, it's supposed to be the movie Andy grew up with. Well, not grew up with, watched in the theaters. Not really grew up with. He watched it in the theaters, and that's what made him, want to see the movie. I gotta tell you guys, though, this movie right here is not the movie Andy would want to see. This film is just boring. A lot of the characters are unlikable. Even Buzz Lightyear is unlikable. He's unlikable, and I just do not care for this film at all. I don't care for this film at all, period. This film is just a freaking mess, is what it is. And I should probably get back to the whole Andy thing, because I gotta tell you guys, the way they word this crap, I'm trying to tell you guys this is the movie Andy watched, it's really cringe as hell. Like, one example is, the movie starts out, or it says, in 1995, a boy named Andy got a Buzz Lightyear toy for his birthday. It was from his favorite movie. And it says this is that movie. So you can tell that sounds really forced and cringed. And that's not all. There's also, I found this on Google too. I found this. Apparently there's also this here saying, Lightyear early access screening the Andy experience. So they're really trying really hard to make you believe that this is the movie. This is the movie that Andy saw that he saw in the theaters. That this is what made him want the Buzz Lightyear movie action figure. This is not. This is totally not. This movie is just so boring and it's so forgettable, and I honestly I watched this movie last night, and I honestly almost completely forgot all the stuff that happened in the movie, because this movie is so forgettable. Now, I've been watching the movies a day before I review them, because that way I don't have to watch them during the daytime, and I haven't been sleeping very well at night, so I figured I'd watch the movies at night. But, one example is, I already told you guys about the Andy thing, how it's really forced, and how, like, they try to convince you that it's the movie that Andy wanted a Buzz Lightyear action figure. But another thing is basically the point of this movie is, Buzz is trying to finish his mission. He wants to finish his mission where he goes through light speed so he can get everyone off that planet. For some reason, that planet, by the way, had life on it, like, at the very start of the movie, and somehow it's all dead now. I really don't get that. Like, it's all dead, but for some reason, there's still vines that are taking off of people. I really don't know how it just went from having life on it to not having any life on it. I really don't get that, but But yeah, basically though, the thing is though, is he's trying to finish his mission, but he keeps jumping forward through time, and everyone keeps aging. And apparently one of the gals, I don't know her name, she's some black lady, she gets engaged with someone, and then she basically dies from old age. Now, I should feel bad. Because, she's died and it's supposed to be sad. But the thing is, though, they hardly give her or any of the other characters screen time. They really don't. They really don't set up her as a character very well. Basically, she's just this character that points out Buzz's flaws, and, well, not really flaws, but more so, points out, that she basically points out this, that, like, Buzz narrating and stupid stuff like that, and I'm just like, I don't really care. And that's the thing, even the characters that do have a lot of screen time, which are Buzz's new crew, I hate them too. I freaking absolutely hate them in this movie. They're freaking obnoxious. Well, except for the granddaughter. I think she's okay. She's alright. She's not that great either, but she's okay. But the other two freaking characters are just freaking obnoxious and annoying. I don't even remember their names, honestly. I don't even know if they got names. I don't know. I don't remember them ever addressing their names. Well, I know they addressed, I think, the black granddaughter's name. I'm sorry if I'm saying it like that. I don't know their names. I'm just going by black. I'm not trying to be racist here or anything. I just don't remember their names. I don't think the old hag and the young guy got their names. I don't remember them mentioning their names. I don't know. But they're freaking annoying as hell in this movie. They're freaking annoying. Like, there's one point in this movie where the old hag basically while Buzz is freaking taken away and stuff, the freaking old hag is not doing anything and basically just basically just doesn't do anything and just stares at Buzz while he's been taken off by freaking robots. And she has the opportunity to freaking shoot him, but she doesn't want to shoot him for some reason, and they never really address why she can't freaking shoot someone. She just doesn't want to do it, I guess, because she's a freaking old hag. And then we got the freaking typical clumsy guy who freaking just clumsy and freaking annoying, and I really don't like these freaking characters. I freaking hate these characters in this movie. I freaking despise them. I despise them. And, that's the thing, though. It's just, I really despise them, and they freaking just exist just to freaking, I guess they're supposed to be, make Buzz annoyed, but they end up annoying the audience as well, and that's not good. You're not supposed to annoy the audience, and they freaking do that. A lot of people think like Jar Jar from Star Wars is freaking annoying, but these guys are freaking obnoxious. I can't really say anything about Jar Jar because I haven't seen the prequel trilogy in a long time from Star Wars, but basically they're freaking annoying, and they're just as annoying as what people say about Jar Jar. They're freaking obnoxious. That's the thing. They just exist just to freaking annoy Buzz. That's all they exist for. And and another thing I want to bring up too, this movie is not funny. This movie is just not funny at all. This movie is just, a lot of the writing feels really cringe, like all the jokes feel cringe and stuff, and there's like one point in the movie where Buzz Lightyear, there's one point in the movie, where he's actually, he doesn't like rookies for some reason. He doesn't like rookies. I'm not really sure why. I guess because they get in his way. I'm not sure, but basically though, they're making a joke about someone having like sad eyes or something. And I'm like, I really don't care for that. I really don't care for that at all. And I just don't really care for that. It's just like, Like you know, why do they gotta keep making jokes like that? And it's like that throughout the entire movie. Now, there is a character called Socks. He's kind of funny. I mean, he's got funny moments, but even him, he's kind of just a forgettable character on the rest of them. Like, I do like the one joke where he's, like, hacking a hairball up, but it turns out to be a torch flame. That's pretty funny. But the rest of the jokes are just freaking cringe as hell, and all the characters are unlikable, which does not help with the movie, and we gotta talk about Buzz's design, too. I actually didn't write this down, but I want to bring this up, that Buzz looks completely off. Like, he looks off. Like, if you guys look at him, something feels off about his design. I can't figure it out, but he looks completely off. Like, he doesn't look like Buzz Lightyear at all. He looks like a completely different character. He does look like a completely different character, and I just can't really see what's off about him, but there's definitely something off about Buzz's design. He looks completely off. It doesn't help he ain't voiced by Tim Allen. Now, I don't really mind him being voiced by someone else per se, for the most part, because, in the cartoon show, he was voiced by Patrick Warburton, but the thing is, though, I feel like they had the opportunity to actually give Buzz Lightyear to give him, you know, have Tim Allen come back. I think Tim Allen wanted to come back. I think he did, at least, but he couldn't. They wouldn't let him do it because there's some drama behind the scenes. So they could have got Tim Allen back. But even Tim Allen wouldn't have been enough to save Buzz from this movie because, again, he looks completely off. He looks nothing like Buzz. He looks completely off and just... He doesn't even act like Buzz Lightyear. He doesn't freaking act like him. So basically, he doesn't only not look like Buzz, he doesn't act like him either. So yeah, and then we got, you know, he doesn't even sound like Buzz Lightyear on top of that, so that freaking ruins his character. It basically ruins the character and stuff, and, yeah, it ruins the character, and, you know... And I just don't really care for this movie at all. I really don't. And there's other problems with this movie too. Like I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but this movie definitely is all over the place. This movie is definitely all over the place too. I think I did mention that. I think I did. I think I mentioned that. If I didn't, well, I'm mentioning it now. Yeah, this movie is all over the place. It freaking it's focusing on too much crap at once. There's like one point in the movie where Zurg appears, and he's like gone for like 30 minutes of the movie. It focuses on these obnoxious characters, our main characters, for like about 30 or 40 minutes of the movie. Then he just shows up out of nowhere, and it just feels like like he doesn't know what to do with with him or the movie in general. Like he just comes out of nowhere, and he just comes out of nowhere, basically just, basically he doesn't have any screen time. He has screen time towards the end of the movie, because there's a twist I'll be talking about here in a second, but yeah, he basically just appears out of nowhere out of nowhere towards the end of the movie. Like, they don't even focus on him, like, they completely forget about him in the movie until, like, towards the end, and then he comes back, and he does appear, like, in a ship and stuff when he's sending his robots out to attack Buzz, but yeah, basically, though, yeah, Zurg just doesn't really have, like, a lot of, he has a lot of screen time towards the end, but he just comes out of nowhere. Because there's also a pacing where they have, like, sad moments, too, and then there's, like, one moment where Buzz gets kidnapped, and these other two characters are freaking bickering at each other instead of trying to cheer up, the granddaughter, and they freaking are just like, again, they're annoying. I said that already. They're freaking annoying in this movie. They're freaking obnoxious, and they just basically come out of nowhere, and they basically bicker at each other, and it just out of nowhere, the granddaughter's just willing to go up there and save Buzz. Because I guess she saw a teleportation thing on, the ship or something, but I'm like, why didn't they try to cheer her up or make her feel better? Like, why didn't they just try to make her feel better? Like, instead of her having to do it on her own, where's the friends at? Friends are supposed to support each other, but I really don't know. I really don't know what to say here. This is just kind of just this is just, kind of the thing with this movie is, again, the pacing's off and all that, and I'm kind of going a little all over the place here, but there's a lot to talk about in this movie. There's a lot, and it's not good stuff. It's all bad. And another thing I gotta say that probably pissed a lot of people off, including myself, is let's talk about the twist part of the movie. The part that probably pissed off a lot of people, including myself. That would be the thing that pissed me off a lot, including other people, is the twist is that Zurg is actually Buzz from the future. Yeah, he's Buzz from the future because why not? They never really hint at Buzz being a villain or something like that. They never hint at it. I think they just ran out of ideas and decided to throw that at the last minute in the freaking movie because why not? Because they didn't know what to do with Zurg and all that, so they just make him Buzz from the future. And that freaking pisses me off because it makes no sense because, like I said just a second ago, that Buzz Lightyear really isn't really portrayed as a villain in this movie. Yeah, he's kind of a jerk, but he does grow on the characters throughout the movie, but somehow Buzz Lightyear still, Buzz Lightyear, still wants to, he still, has an evil future self or something that's wanting to, he's wanting to, go back in time and stop everything from happening and all that, and again, it doesn't even feel like Buzz himself because, Buzz, even Buzz himself's like I wouldn't do that or something like that, and, go back and erase all of what's happened. To be honest, I probably would do that, honestly. I hate to be the evil Buzz, but those freaking, those characters that Buzz is with are freaking annoying. I feel like they'd be better if they didn't exist in the movie at all, basically though, I'm not really, wanting to agree with the evil Buzz, but yeah, I kind of, I'm on the page there with him. Again, those characters, that old hag and that clumsy guy are freaking annoying and stuff, but I don't know, but yeah, basically though, it's just freaking annoying and stuff, and it's just annoying, and again, for some reason, why did he need Buzz? Why did he kidnap Buzz to go bring him to space? I know that time traveling plots don't always make sense. Look at Futurama's movie Bender's Big Score. That timeline kind of feels a little messed up, but it still has some meaning into it. For some reason, there's a evil Buzz came out of nowhere from the future. He just came out of nowhere. He turned out to be Zurg, and for some reason he kidnapped Buzz, but I don't know why he kidnapped Buzz. Why did he kidnap him? He could have easily, just got away. He could have got away without, kidnapping him. I guess maybe he needed the, I think there's this engine thing or something he probably needed for his ship, but he could have easily probably found another one. I really don't get it. I really don't get it at all, but it's so confusing. It really is, and I hate it. I hate Zurg himself because he has no personality. Remember Buzz Lightyear Star Command? Remember that movie? Remember how Zurg had a personality and was goofy, but yet still enjoyable on screen? He was a threat. This Buzz is just freaking doesn't have a personality. Zurg doesn't have a personality at all. He's he just exists, and again, he's just a freaking a dramatic villain who, again, turns out to be an evil Buzz or something, but I really don't know. It's just freaking frustrating. I'm seeing if there's anything else I wrote down here. Oh yeah, I need to talk about the biggest problem with this movie. Well, actually, I don't know if it's the biggest problem. There's a lot of problems in the movie. It's kind of hard to tell what's the biggest problem because they're all freaking problems, but one problem I have with this movie is this is a big problem here. This movie doesn't take place much in space. It really does. Remember Buzz Lightyear Star Command? Remember that movie? How it took place in space, and they went on adventures protecting the galaxy and stuff. Remember that? This movie is just mostly on a freaking desert planet, which, again, for some reason, it's a desert, even though it had plants on it, like at the very beginning. It just suddenly has no plants on it, but I really don't get that. But yeah, it just, for some reason, it takes place on a desert planet, even though it had plants on it. But basically, what I'm saying is there's not really any space effects to it. Like, the space is what really makes the original movie so unique. Going to space and fighting Zurg and stuff, that's fun. And there's not even the green aliens in this movie. They're not even in this movie. They're not even in the movie at all. And I know that it's kind of funny they were in Star Command when I don't think they even hinted at them being part of the Buzz Lightyear thing in like the first Toy Story movie. But at least they had at least they add something to the movie. Here they don't exist at all. In fact, if you took Buzz Lightyear out of this movie would be not even a Buzz Lightyear movie at all. Like, it really wouldn't be. There's really not anything to the movie that makes it feel like a Buzz Lightyear movie. It just feels like a generic freaking movie that Disney is trying to claim that this is the movie Auntie saw because they want to freaking retcon everything they make. Well, the old stuff, including Buzz Lightyear Star Command. I actually hear this too. This is a fun fact, actually, about this movie here. I hear it was originally gonna, it was actually going to be focused on Buzz Lightyear Star Command. I think it might have been an origin story or something. I'm not sure. It might have been an origin story. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I think that's what they were going to do. They were going to make it an origin story, and I think they were going to do that. I mean, I know it was supposed to be something about Buzz Lightyear Star Command. I know that, but I don't know about the origin part. That's what I'm assuming. But it got canceled and stuff, and they rewrote it. They've done that with all the Toy Story movies, all of them. They've changed them up. The first one, I can understand why they changed it up, because that movie, Woody was an asshole and unlikable, and so they wanted to change up, making him better and more likable and stuff. And even though he still had his asshole moments in the first movie, he still was more likable than what he was portrayed as. And then they did this with the second one, the third movie. They've done this with the fourth one. They've done this with all of them. The second movie was actually pretty good, so I really liked the second one. But even then, I'm like, I kind of wish I could have seen what the original, movie would have been about. But, besides some details, like, online, there's not really much to know about it. I know that, like, Jesse was originally going to be a cactus or something, but ended up not being a cactus. So, I really don't know. But it's just interesting how, like, all these movies here, all the Toy Story movies, including this movie here, we're all going to be different movies. And I'm not sure about Buzz Lightyear Star Command. I think that movie's already pretty much going to be a thing. I don't think they changed it much throughout history. I think it just stayed the same. I know it was supposed to come out, but I didn't bring this up when I reviewed the movie, but it was supposed to come out, the movie was supposed to come out in, I think before Toy Story 2 came out, but it ended up coming out afterwards. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. But back to this movie. This movie's just very forgettable. I really do not like this movie. I really don't like it. This movie's so forgettable. I'm still gonna buy it on DVD though. That way I have footage of it if I need to go back to and do something down the road. Because I could go back to this movie down the road and compare it to the original Buzz Lightyear, but there's not really much to really compare to it because this movie is a freaking dumpster fire mess, while the original was so much better. It was not only 2D anime and Buzz looked like himself, but he acted like himself. They actually went on adventures and actually went to freaking space. They go to space in this movie, but they hardly do anything in space except go after Zurg. And Buzz, does his Lightyear, travel. Yeah, I think I just figured it out too. I think I figured this out. I think the whole going to light speed, I think, is both supposed to be like Lightyear. I guess maybe that's why they did the whole light speed thing, because they wanted to make a joke about Buzz Lightyear being Lightyear. I really don't know. I'm just assuming that they could probably have done that, because that could have been something they could have done as a joke. Because he does go in light speed. He does that. That's how he travels to the future. But yeah, but this movie is a freaking dumpster fire. And it got banned in like several countries. So this movie did horrible. This is what freaking destroyed Disney. Well, Disney and Pixar. It just freaking destroyed them. Well, mostly Pixar. Now, I know people might say Cars destroyed them or Toy Story 4 destroyed them. No, this is what destroyed them, in my opinion. This is freaking what really destroyed them. I mean, well, I guess technically, Toy Story 4 did destroy them, but this is what really put Pixar down there. And I don't think Pixar is getting much better, honestly. They've got a Toy Story 5 coming out, and I don't feel like they're doing much better, honestly. But I don't know what else to really say here. I don't think you guys are missing much if you guys don't have this movie in if you guys don't have this movie in your country, you're not really missing much. Because there's not really much to really there's not really much to really go back to, but I really don't know what to say here, so, I'm gonna go ahead and just probably, go ahead and stop this here, just because, oh, one more thing before I do stop, we'll stop this and talk about some notes and stuff, and show you guys we'll finish the video with the other stuff, I also want to bring up that I don't have the Lightyear, title that I was supposed to have. I forgot to add it. I forgot to add it to the movie. Well, not the movie. I mean to the title card thing you guys see here. It wouldn't have been able to fit anyway. It would have been. Well, I guess I could probably fit it there, and then the bad could have gone on top of it. But I figured it's all right because I mean it's a mistake. I mean, mistakes happen sometimes, but, I just wanted to bring that up because I forgot to bring that up, but yeah, but anywho, for real this time, let's go ahead and go to that. Looks like I forgot to delete that. Oops. Yeah, this is what the real title card was supposed to be with this emoji here, but yeah, I'm working on this stuff. I'm actually, this is my first time, well, not first time, but one of my first times doing this with the title cards. So, yeah, but anywho, this is basically every Pixar movie reviewed. So yeah, what a journey it's been. What a journey it's been for real for Pixar. It's been a real journey. But anywho, let's go ahead and look at this here real quick. As you guys see, there's illumination here, which got a meh, Blue Sky got a good, and then, And then Pixar. Well, Pixar is Well, Pixar basically is Well, Pixar basically honestly has I don't know. Well, basically Pixar is getting more Pixar, I've got to say, I'm probably going to give by the looks of it though with Pixar is Pixar's actually got quite a bit of good films. It has quite a bit of good films. It really does. But it also has a lot of mediocre and bad films compared to Blue Sky and Illumination. Well, Illumination doesn't really have any bad so far, but it was really but Illumination also has a lot of mediocre films and stuff, while Blue Sky has a lot of really good films. But I think I'm gonna go ahead though and give I'm gonna be giving Pixar a good, and it's gonna get 74 points. I actually had the wrong sound effect. They're supposed to do the other sound effect, but oh well. Basically though, this is getting 74 points. This like I said, Pixar's got a lot of really good films, but they also have a lot of they've got a lot of really well, they got some mediocre ones and some really bad. Well, some of them are not awful, but a lot of them are actually pretty bad. And a lot of them are pretty bad. But I do gotta say though, I do still really like Pixar. I still do think Pixar is still pretty good. I do really like them. Even though lately they've really fallen downhill, Pixar still has produced quite a bit of really good movies. Like Toy Story and WALL-E and movies like that. Even some of the more recent movies like Luca and Soul have been really good. But yeah, they've been really, really good. Yeah, they've been really, really good. But there's been some really bad movies like Toy Story 4 was bad, so was Brave and many others. And some of the bad movies were close to actually getting bad. So I think 74 points is really good for this studio. Now, if I had to say this studio is better than Blue Sky, I don't know. I'd have to I think Blue Sky may have got a higher score. I think he did get a higher score than this did. But scoring is more for it's more for the like how well they are of a like how well they did with their movies and stuff. It's not really comparing them with each other, but that's kind of where the whole scoring comes in. But I don't know. I think Blue Sky could be better than Pixar. I don't know, but Pixar are still got a lot of great movies. However, right now they barely escape the meh territory. And although meh's not bad, meh's more like it's another studio that exists. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know what to really say here. Then this is definitely a good studio, but not a great one. And there's still more movies coming out. Now we're gonna go ahead and give out some crowns. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make what I do with what I've done with Blue Sky. I think I did this with Illumination too. I can't remember, but I'm basically gonna pick out the best and worst movie and give them like a crown or a joker or a fool or whatever you want to call it. But basically though, we got Buzz Lightyear Star Command: The Adventure Begins. Now that one is definitely a crown. That one is definitely the best Pixar movie ever. The reason why it's the best Pixar movie out there is not only it has my favorite Toy Story character in it, but Buzz Lightyear, but it takes place in space. It's 2D animated. I like the 2D animated effect. And I think Zurg is just a great villain in this movie. He's great. And I really like his teammates. And yeah, the movie kind of drags a little bit, with certain scenes, but I think this movie overall is the best. I think it's really good. I really like this movie. It's not available on Disney Plus. I checked. It's not available on there. Because I had to watch Lightyear on Disney Plus. I had to watch it because I don't have it on DVD, but this movie's not available on Disney Plus. Neither is the show. So, yeah, Disney really wants you to forget about this movie, which sucks. Because this movie is 1,000 times better than Lightyear. It's 1,000 times better than Lightyear. But, speaking of Lightyear is getting the Joker, or the Fool, or in this case, it's the Clown, because I don't have a Joker or a Fool, thing here, like emoji for this. So that's why it's getting this. Now the thing is though, down the road I'm gonna try to figure out maybe if I can get a full emoji or not, or something like that, or full something, because I hear you can actually, I've seen people actually have different emojis, like for certain channels and stuff, so maybe I could get one dedicated to this. Because some people have like pink, gold, peach for like a Nathaniel Bambi and stuff. So maybe I could get like a Joker emoji or something. I'm not sure. But right now I don't have that, so there's a clown. A clown's still a joke. So yeah, so this movie was really bad. This movie was awful. This movie was just so forgettable and boring. While other movies at least had a reason to exist that were bad, well, except Toy Story 4, but Toy Story 4 at least had, a great idea. This movie has nothing. This movie is just nothing. This movie is forgettable. It's boring. I definitely do not recommend this movie. This movie is freaking trash. It's garbage. It's filled with characters that are annoying, unlikable, and the characters that are likable have hardly any screen time. And I know Toy Story 4 has got, like that too, with hardly any characters that are likable, and, also characters that are pushing in the background. But again, it still has it still has some action sequences I like, and it does also, have, it does have, some, like, it had a nice idea. They did screw it up, but they had a nice idea, bringing Bo Peep back and stuff, but this movie is just freaking, boring. It's forgettable. I definitely do not like this movie. It's ironic, too, that the worst and best Pixar movies in here are Buzz Lightyear movies. It's really ironic, but it's true. I thought it would have been like that with Blue Sky. I thought Blue Sky was going to be like that, where they were going to have, the best and worst movie was gonna be Ice Age and Ice Age Collision Course, but that ended up not being the case because it ended up being epic. It ended up being the worst Blue Sky film. But this is basically what this is here. So we got two movies here that are both Buzz Lightyear movies, but one did really well and was received well and did things right, while the other movie was horribly received and did really bad. I know it being banned in countries didn't help, but I mean, again, people, even if they had it in their country, they probably wouldn't have liked it anyway, because this movie was not really well received. Like, I went to the theaters and saw this movie, and people ended up leaving the theaters because the movie got boring. So, yeah, I got some kids that left the theater, and I thought maybe they were going to the bathroom or something. I wasn't sure, but they never came back. So they ended up leaving the theater and didn't come back. So, yeah, that tells you how bad this movie is. And again, this is supposed to be a Pixar movie aimed for kids, and it ain't. It ain't aimed for kids. So, yeah, it's not aimed for kids, but, well, it is aimed for kids, but kids aren't going to be interested in it. So, yeah, so that's like 2 huge flops for Disney last year. 2 huge flops. We had Adventures of Buck Wild and this one, which are both forgettable movies and did really bad. Now, Adventures of Buck Wild, at least, it had a nice idea too. But this movie this movie here is trying to retcon the original movie, which pisses me off. And yeah, I definitely do not like this movie. I freaking hate this movie so much. I really do. This movie's got frustrating moments in it. It's boring, and I just do not care for this movie. So yeah. But anywho, I think it's about time, about it really here. So that's about really it. So yeah. Sorry about getting stumped a little bit too. I was trying to look up the music here on the TV for, like, the crystal, the ice crystal music. I was trying to look for it on there. That's why I was kind of pausing a lot and stuff, because I was looking for that. But I did find the ice crystal music, so I found that. But yeah, I was trying to have that ready, but I ended up having to put the puppy in the cage because he was getting into the trash and stuff. Because I'm in my room. So yeah, I had to put him in the cage. But yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and let things go here though. So I'll see you guys all in another review, and hopefully we'll have more Pixar movies down the road if Disney doesn't kill them, because Disney, freaking has killed a lot of properties they own, like Club Penguin and stuff. So hopefully they don't kill this too. But I don't know. Oh wait, before I go, I actually forgot something. I knew I was forgetting something. I forgot one thing here. I gotta talk about the notes that I have. I have notes here. Yeah, I forgot about this. Good thing I wrote that stuff down, otherwise I would have forgot it. Well, I would have forgot it anyway because I wasn't paying attention, but luckily I didn't forget. I need to do my notes here. Now, technically, I could do these, also, in, future Pixar movies if they don't get canceled, or if they get canceled because Disney shuts them down. I still got the shorts. But I want to worth note this here that, first I want to worth note that, Pixar actually they used all 3 Disney Castle intros. Yes, all 3 of them. The CGI one, which was hardly used, sadly. I really hate that they barely used it. That really sucks. But, yeah, they hardly used it. They also had, the 2D castle, which was used in the Buzz Lightyear movie, Star Command, that was used in that one. Now that one was only used once, but it's alright, because that intro was used in the Disney movies too, like Lion King and stuff, while the CGI castle was only really used in Pixar mainly. I mean, they used it in a couple Disney movies like Inspector Gadget and stuff. They used the 3D model and stuff, but the actual CGI castle itself was actually only used in mostly Pixar and Chicken Little. So yeah, and even Chicken Little didn't really have the same model either. But unlike Inspector Gadget, where it's all metal looking, it actually looks more like the CGI castle. But yeah, but they hardly used that. But they also had the modern one they've been using ever since, which again I don't like because because, you know, it makes it not stand out with Disney films, which sucks. I would like for them to keep the CGI castle intro, but they didn't. But I did a whole ranting on that with Wall-E, so I'll probably save that for Wall-E. I just wanted to bring that up because I don't know if I brought that up in the past or not. Because I've been reviewing a lot of Pixar movies, so I don't know if I brought that up or not. But I brought it up here. So, yeah, they basically used all three intros. Now, there is a fourth one. There was a fourth one before the 100th anniversary came out, because there's another one now. But there was an intro where it's like a dark intro where it shows like a light and it's like a light and it like shines over the castle. It's basically used here for like darker films or something. I'm not sure. I know it's used for the Wild. The intro was used for the Wild movie, but I don't know what other movies it was used for. But it was definitely used for the Wild. But that intro has the same model as the 2D castle. It's just a different intro. So technically they didn't use that one, but they pretty much used all the castle model intros for the Pixar. So that's interesting to point out. Another thing I want to point out is that the Pixar movies are not as good as they used to be. Yeah, they're not as good as they used to be. Now we have had a couple really good movies, but for the most part, yeah, they're not as good as they used to be. They really aren't. We've had Incredibles 2, and we've also had you know, Toy Story 4 and Onward, which were movies that were really well. Onward and Toy Story were bad movies, and then Incredibles 2 was just alright. We also had we had Turning Red, which was mediocre. Well, it wasn't really mediocre, it was just alright. I guess it wasn't really mediocre, it was a movie that like exists, that was worth watching maybe once, but not really a lot. I'd watch it again. I told you guys I'd watch it again, but not a lot. I really wouldn't watch it too much. And then we got Lightyear. Now, Lightyear was really bad, as I stated here. It's a really bad movie. It got 0 points. So Pixar really isn't getting that much great movies anymore. They really aren't. And also, I forgot to bring this up too. That Lightyear is actually hinted at. There might maybe be a sequel to the movie because Zurg is back, and I'm like, great, we get to see this movie back again with the sequel, because this movie was freaking bad enough as it is, and now we gotta have a sequel to it. So yeah, but yeah, they did hint at the end of the movie that Zurg was back, but I forgot to bring that up. Also, I want to bring up too, the Pixar logo does not change. Yeah, the Pixar logo does not change. Throughout the entire Pixar movie history that they've done, the Pixar logo has not changed one bit. Well, actually, take that back. I guess it's changed a little bit. Like it does have you know, the like when the light bulb you know, turns out, like it makes a turn out sound effect, but for the most part the logo does not change at all. They had different logos in the past before Toy Story came out, but otherwise it's been pretty much the same. And I know Toy Story was like the only Pixar movie to have the intro, the logo appear only at the end of the film and before the castle logo appears, like at the end of the movie. Because otherwise, for the most part, the logo appears at the beginning of the movie, and then it appears right after the castle logo's gone. So that's pretty interesting, though. But yeah, for the most part, it stayed the same. Toy Story 4 didn't have the lamp in it, but for the most part, it was in there. also there's also something I wanted to point out here. That the scener in the intro, I'm not the intro. I mean the end credits. His name I think is Chris Stapleton, or I can't read the name. I don't know the name. Let's call him Chris. He's basically the guy who's saying in the Toy Story and A Bug's Life in credits. He's saying the end credits. Apparently he's 44 years old now, so he's pretty young still. But the thing is that the reason why I want to point this out is because he only did it, like, he did like 2 movies, but then he stopped. So I'm not sure if he was gonna be doing, he was gonna sing in more end credit movies, or if he just did those 2. Because he only did those 2 and then he was done. So I'm not sure if he was supposed to do more or not. I'm really not sure. But, yeah, I wanted to point that out just because I found that kind of interesting there, because I didn't really think about that. But, yeah, but I wanted to point that out. Also, one last thing before I actually let it go for real this time, I also want to bring up the villains. Because, I don't feel like Pixar's got really great villains anymore. I don't feel like they're that great anymore. They really aren't. They just don't feel, I don't feel the energy of them like I once did. Like, I don't feel a threat really that much anymore. See, I used to feel a threat when I watched movies like Monsters Inc. or Incredibles or something, but even WALL-E had Otto, which was a threatening villain, but there really isn't that many villains that are really threatening anymore. There really isn't. They kind of just or now there's either villains or they're in the movie or they're not. And when they are in the movie, they're just not really threatening much anymore. They're mostly just jerks or something now. But yeah, I wanted to point that out because I felt like that was interesting. Because even Toy Story 4 had a villain, but it turned out she was good and was a misunderstanding or something, which makes no sense. But yeah, I wanted to point that out because yeah, there really hasn't been that many good villains anymore for Pixar. I mean, there's villains, but they're not really great. Like, Luca has a villain in it, which is not really that great. Like, I feel like he's more of a jerk and not really a threat. And then Lightyear has, Zurg, but Zurg really isn't that great of a villain either. He just turns out to be freaking Buzz's dad. I mean, future self. So, yeah, but I don't know what to really say here. Yeah, so I almost forgot to point out that stuff. I'm glad I remembered, otherwise I would have forgot. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything else, but for real this time, I'm gonna go ahead and let things go from here. For real this time though. I'll be letting things go here, and, see you guys in, like probably April or May well, I'm gonna be doing Star Wars movies next, actually, so I'll be doing it in the end of April or May. I'll try to be doing DreamWorks and Sony picture movies. I'll try to be doing those, but that'll have to be at the end there. Probably the end of April or early May, because it's already close to the end of it's getting close to the end of March, and I gotta be doing something next week. I gotta go into the doctor and get put to sleep to get teeth worked on. So I'll try to review the Sony picture movies and stuff later. I'll be doing Star Wars probably next. But anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and let things go for real this time. So, bye-bye.